Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Want to learn how to sing this holiday classic with the warmth and smoothness it deserves? Stick around, I've got you covered. Hi, I'm Annie Little, your voice coach from The Unlimited Voice, and today we're diving into how to sing The Christmas Song by Bob Wells and Mel Tormé. We'll break down phrasing and stylistic elements, but the part that I'm most excited about is helping you learn how to adjust the vowels so that you can hit those higher notes with more ease and presence, and also that your low notes sound nice and rich as well. This song was written in 1945 by Bob Wells and Mel Tormé, and it's become a timeless holiday classic recorded by artists like Nat King Cole and Michael Bublé. Now it's your turn to sing it. Let's first talk about what key you're going to sing it in. So the Nat King Cole version is in D flat major. I think that's a nice key for a male voice. It takes you to the top of your chest voice. It's got that big octave leap at the beginning of the song. It's going to feel like that second note is definitely higher than where you're starting. So you can play around with the key. There are different karaoke versions on YouTube that could give you some options in terms of key. Now for female voices, I demonstrated it at the beginning of this video in the key of B flat major. I like that key because it gets you out of your chest voice a little. You have to go up into your mixed voice where you're blending your head and chest registers together. And it just sounds a little bit more exciting to me. It gives it a little bit more character than keeping it all super low and down in the chest voice. If you want it all in chest voice, you have to start at least, I'd say, on, that low G, and that's just too low for me. If you want to do that, you still can. My vowel adjustments will still end up being really helpful because even at the top of the chest voice, you need to do a little bit of modifying. Now, if you do decide to do it in the key B flat, there are karaoke versions of this on YouTube that you can use. And another tip that I really like for finding accompaniment tracks in specific keys is going on karaoke-version.com. And you can find all kinds of songs and you can change the key and download an accompaniment track for yourself. I'm going to teach this in the key of B flat, but even if you sang it around that, these vowel adjustments will still help you. Let's jump in. The first thing we will do is we're going to do it on a We're just going to sing the melody as if you're humming it like this, and you're going to go Let's do that one more time. Now what I want you to do is when you get up to this note, I want you to really be like, instead of letting it get breathy. Get the full thickness of your chord going so you feel connected to the bottom of your voice. That's just to get you feeling what it feels like to be up in that mixed voice. Now, here's the real trick though. Once we put it on the words, it gets a little trickier, right? Because you're probably going to want to go like this. Chestnuts, and you're going to lose all your power. And you're going to feel like, oh, well, there you go. I'm flipping into this other voice. Here's how to not flip and make it sound more full and rich. You're going to modify that vowel to like you're singing chestnuts. Okay, this is temporary. We're going to inch our way back in a minute, but I just want you to feel what it feels like to be up there on the n. In fact, we can just sing the whole melody for a second on a n. You're going to go na 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 na. And the trick to this is you have to speak it on pitch. You can't be like na na. Oh, well, then you still flip. So you actually have to really na na na, like you're saying nook, chestnuts. Okay, you can even speak it like that. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Chestnuts, instead of chestnuts. All right, so that's the first big trick, is going towards that vowel on nuts. Then as you come down, it's really easy to let things get breathy when you're on a descending scale. So as you go down, I want you to feel like your rib cage is expanding. And in fact, even through this whole middle part of your torso, just keep it nice and lifted and expanded out. And like this part of your belly up here, if you're putting a couple fingers here, that's firm and flexed and leaning into your 2 fingers. I don't want it rigidly flexed like you're going like that. No, it's flexible, but you're gonna keep this expanded as you go down that scale. So chestnuts roasting on an open fire. And as you walk down, you're gonna walk down into that open fire, just right down into your speaking voice. Let's keep going. This next line, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, it's all in chest voice. So that's your speaking voice. So just speak it for me. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. And let's put it on the notes. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Now, if frost feels like it's like also feeling a little funky because it's at the top of the chest voice and it feels like it's either straining a little or you're flipping, try it on the n for a second. N, Jack Frost nipping at your nose. And then just make sure you're walking down into your speaking voice. In terms of phrasing, you can push and pull the rhythm just a little bit. You could go, if your beat is this, 2, 3, 4. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. You could come in on the beat. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. See how you can come in on different beats. If you come in a little early, get back on the beat. Or if you come in a little late, speed up your rhythm a little so that you end up in the pocket, as they say. Let's keep going. We've got Yuletide carols being sung by a choir. Now, choir could be really tricky. That's on an A flat. It's the very top of the chest voice. Yuletide carols, that's just speaking voice range. That should be pretty easy. But when you go to being sung by a choir, I want you to be back in that kind of n posture for your vocal tract. So let's try it on a n. N. And when you do that top note, again, you're going to give it some nice support from down here by putting a couple fingers here and leaning the top of your belly into those fingers, feeling like your rib cage is staying expanded and really staying true to that vowel. So instead of singing choir, n. Then we're going to put the words back on it. You're going to kind of pretend that there's a little bit of in all these vowels at first. Might feel a little bit unfinished, which is fine because we're just trying to keep you connected. We want it to sound connected to your chest voice instead of being sung by a choir. Flipping. You're going to go no. And if that's going pretty well, you could go being sung by a choir. Kind of pretending like sung by a choir. So I'm not going sung by a choir, sung by a choir, adding some to that. Let's keep going. And we have, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Same thing here. Top of the chest voice could feel a little squeezy if we're not careful. So I want you to do it first on the n. No. So now we're going to pretend like these vowels are all Folks dressed up like Eskimos. It's going to sound a little weird, but if you sing it like that, it's probably going to feel easier. And folks dressed up like Eskimos. And then once you've got it there, feeling more comfortable, you can inch your way back to, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Just make sure you're keeping your jaw nice and relaxed, almost like lazy. Everything's lazy, and that your lips are staying forward. But you got to be going for it in your speaking voice, because if you don't, the lips forward and narrowing this is actually going to make you flip and be even more head voicey. Then we go into this next section. Everybody knows. Now, I want you to watch that you don't go, every, and get really wide here, everybody, because then your larynx is going to come up and it's going to sound kind of thin. We're going to go, no, 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 no. And then keep this posture. Everybody knows. We have to jump back up for some turkey and some mistletoe. So everybody knows. If you're really solid in your chest voice on that, it's actually going to make getting up to that next higher note much easier. So be really solid in your speaking voice. Nose. I literally want you to sound like a cave person. Like, and let it happen kind of, deeply, not like, it's not that. And it's this neutral vowel. The lips are a little bit forward. And if you just go, on the note and trust it, it will be there for you. Keep this expanded though, and this kind of leaning into your fingers if your fingers were there. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe. Now, let's talk about phrasing for a second. I merged those lines together. In the music, it actually has a little rest. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe. You can totally do it like that. Or you can play around and sing across the rest and carry it into the next line, right? You're going to make this your own. So let's keep going. We have help to make the season bright. I just want you to make sure you're keeping your jaw loose. Help to make the season bright. Make sure all of that is in your nice speaking voice, your nice chest voice. And then we go on into tiny tots. Let's do it on the n. N, 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 n. Let's put it on the words, but we're going to kind of keep the vowels in that world. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow. So with their eyes all aglow. Keeping that in there so I could get up to that A without feeling uncomfortable. And then we'll find it hard to sleep tonight. I've also heard the melody, we'll find it hard to sleep tonight. That's probably what I'm most used to. But again, we can just na 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 na. And then we'll find it hard to sleep tonight. Now, we're to the middle part of the song where we have, they know that Santa's on his way. Now, that could get tricky on that Santa. It could feel either heavy or you might flip and go, they know that Santa's on his way. Keep those strong chest voice notes at the beginning because that's going to set you up for success when you go up to Santa. The other trick that you can use is to go to like as if it was spelled S-E-H-N-T-A. So Santa, but I still want you to keep kind of lips. So we're going to sing Santa. They know that Santa's on his way. Ooh, that felt so much easier. It's nice. Santa instead of Santa. And we have a similar melody. So I want you to first do it again on the n. No, 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 no. And then keep that same posture. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. Filter it all through this shape. And every mother's child. I want all of that with that vowel. And every mother's child is gonna spy. Is gonna spy. That's again just in the chest voice. To see if reindeer really know how to fly. So that's great. Now we're getting to the last verse. We got to pop up to that high note again. We're going to actually use so I is where you have to go up high. And you're going to pretend like there's a W at the end of so and use that, the W, as the beginning of the I'm. So I want you to go, so I'm, and I want on I'm you to keep a little of that So you're not gonna go, so I'm, you're gonna go, so I'm, and use that W, whime. Almost like you're about to say would, but then you go into an sound, whime. And so I'm offering this simple phrase. And you can totally play with the phrasing of this as well. It doesn't have to be exactly what I'm doing. It can just be what you feel in the rhythm of the music. To kids from 1 to 92. Chest voice again here. Although it's been said. And now we got to go up a little higher. We got to walk up, and this can feel tricky. So I want you to first do it on the N. No, 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 no. Let's go to the words, and I want you to really use the consonants, use the M's and the N's, and keep everything in that kind of shape. And you're gonna go many times, many ways. And on ways, you're gonna go closer to an E vowel. The shape of the face is in like the shape. It's almost like an Irish A, where it's like an A and an E at the same time. E. Many ways. E. Is the shape of it. And then Merry. It's got a little bit of an I and these lips. Merry Christmas to you. I hope you found that helpful. Let's recap our tips. You can practice singing the whole song on that edgy M. Then be aware of keeping your rib cage feeling nice and wide and expanded. And if you put 2 fingers here at the top of your abdomen, that you feel like that's expanded a little bit too. You're gonna use a N so that you can get this shape with your vocal tract. Then you can go back to words, but you're gonna filter it through the N. You're gonna keep the jaw nice and relaxed. And when you're in the lower notes, I want you to feel like they're really spoken, like they're just very much in your speaking voice. And then like you're talking on pitch as you go up high. Chestnuts, chestnuts roasting, chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Keep the phrasing nice and relaxed. Give it a heartfelt delivery. And I know you're gonna sing the Christmas song beautifully. If you found this video helpful, which I really hope you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more vocal tips, and let me know what song you'd like me to do a tutorial on next. And don't forget to check out my vocal exercise library and group classes in the links below. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.